the computer because my cloud's full.
Yay.
Okay. Lexie, would you like to start us out introducing yourself?
I would love to. So, hi everyone. Oh my goodness, I love all of the faces and having to scroll pages to see everyone. That means that you guys are all here to show up, to learn, to grow, to collaborate, and put some things into action. So, my name is Lexie, and I am an executive director with Pampered Chef. I've been doing the business for, gosh, is it 3 years now? I don't even know. 2 years, 18, 19, 20. So 2 years. And I am so excited that the collaboration I've gotten from this business and the women and men I have been able to meet along the way. And I hope that you have the same experiences through your business as well. So I am from Central Oregon, a little town called Redmond, and I am also a full-time second grade teacher. And so I am still teaching second grade, and I have 2 kiddos, 9 and 13. So we are just so jazzed at what this opportunity has been able to do for our family. But I want to get to the nitty gritty, you guys, of what I am here to show you tonight, because I know there's just great content you're going to get from Lisa and great content from Jenny. So I am here to show you guys, how can you craft a virtual host packet. Now, if you're like me, I was still sending catalog host packets. I love it. I don't know. There's something about putting in the mail and sending something their way that really just helped me feel like I was creating a connection and getting something in their hands, even though their party was virtual. However, what I have found is it takes a lot of time to send host packets, with putting them together, writing things out, a lot of money to mail them, to get the catalogs and the materials. And I found myself just kind of irritated. That's how I was spending my time when I knew I could be doing other things. So I decided, alongside my friend, her name is Teal, she was like, hey, well, virtual host packet. So I put together a virtual host packet template, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Oh, can you, Lisa, can you?
Okay, what do I do to let you share the screen?
I believe if you click on my name, the 3 dots above, right next to my screen, it can say like co-host or make host.
Make host.
Okay, and then I can make you host back when we're done.
There you go.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen. I already have, oh my gosh, I have so many things up. You guys are probably gonna see some things here that you don't need to see, so let me pull it up.
While she's finding it, the fact that she's an executive director and a full-time teacher, and she's only in the business 2 years. What did I say 5 minutes ago? Not feeling bad about ourselves. It's incredible.
It's something that this business morphed into something I never thought it was going to be. And so I just feel so blessed with everything that it has brought to the table for myself and our team. So all right, so I use Canva, and Canva you can use for free. I prefer to use it on a desktop versus my phone. My phone, I just fumble like crazy, and it's very difficult for me. So desktop is the way to go with Canva. I do have a paid subscription, but that's also because my mister has a business and we use it for his marketing as well. So here you'll see that I just have my front page under, I'm right now at recommended from you, but you can even just be at home. It doesn't really matter. But to start my virtual host packet, what I did was I just chose an A4 document. Okay. I'm going to show you what mine looks like before I dive into the deep downs of how to produce your own. But here is, I made a copy just so I could delete and edit things and wouldn't have to panic. I was deleting my, my template. So here is my host packet. So this is just a first welcome page with a quick little note. And then I just inserted from marketing imagery some images. Okay, and again, I'll go through this process, so don't feel like, Lexie, you're going so fast and not understanding. I'll break it down and I'll get there. The second page is just tips for $1,000 party. That's one of the first things I want my hosts to see, because I want them to know before we even dive into what hosting really entails, that I want them to have $1,000 party. That's our goal. That's what I share, is we are going to try to hit your sales at $1,000. Okay. So I have these 6 tips that my host can quickly read through. I separated them out for ease of reading, as well as different sizes. It just helps the eye track it a little bit differently and becomes less overwhelming if I typed it in a paragraph. Okay, so it's more visually appealing for the host to read. The 3rd page, I do a hostess bingo. And this bingo, I can zoom in a little bit for you guys too, but it just has a bunch of tips and ideas for my host on how they can help maximize their party. So after they watch my welcome video, send me the code word. Have a party with 500 in sales, post a recipe. So the ideas in my hostess bingo is to just really get them active and involved, because it's their friends. They're not my friends yet, but they start as their friends. And I do award some gifts if they get rows. Okay, and I just add those to their host cart. And I can share this bingo image with you guys too at the end, and get it to Lisa and Jenny to share in your guys' org pages as well, if you would like to see what ideas are on there. I always do that. The next page, let's drop it down a little bit, is the host rewards. So here I tried to keep it really simple, no text, all images. And the reason I did that is because if I get a packet and I'm busy and I'm going to sit down and read, I'm going to laugh, because if I'm going to sit and read, it's probably not going to be a host packet. It's going to be my Kindle. Okay. So I just took images from marketing imagery about what they are and dragged and dropped them in. You can see, yes, I'll have to edit these each month. So I'm just going to put that in as an end of the month task in my Google Calendar, knowing I need to switch out my virtual packet. Okay, you could instead link what the host rewards are, and it would automatically change if you linked it to Pampered Chef's website for you.
Could you explain how to do that part?
I haven't done that part. That actually just came to my brain right now. So you and I can talk about it.
That's wizardry to me. Okay.
Yeah. So one thing I want my host to do so I can maximize host coaching in their party, of course, is to create a wish list. So I did add this image from marketing imagery on create a wish list. Go to my website and click on wish list in the top right corner. I did type out my link. However, click me to start your wish list. What I did here, you guys, was if you click the image, okay, you can then come up to this link button here, and you can insert that link and apply it. Okay. And I'll show you
magic. It's like magic. I'm blown away right now.
I'm sorry, but I am just dying. It's worth the price of admission, and it's only $9.10. Go.
I'm so excited. Go.
I love it. I love it. Yay. So I will show you how this works when we download it and how it's clickable, because I can't click that from Canva. It's not going to take me anywhere from Canva. Okay. So then my last page here, you guys, is, it's not my last page. I lied. Page 5 is the interactive catalogs. Okay. What I did here is I also says flip pages on your computer, click catalogs to view. So here's the mini. And with the mini, I did the same thing. I from marketing imagery, you can click, add the link, and it'll take them directly to the interactive catalog mini. And then this one will take them with the link directly to the interactive big catalog on Pampered Chef's website. So then they can flip the pages on their computer. They're still getting a catalog to view. We know there's a lot of out of stock items right now because inventory being real time, which I love. I know some of you may not agree, but that's okay. They can at least see what we do have to offer and start creating that wish list, even if it's long-term items because of inventory. Just going to make them a future host is what it's going to do. And then the last page for me, and I'll tell you about a page, or I'll let Lisa tell you about a page she added, which I loved. It's just not something I've gotten to yet, is this discover an opportunity. So this is my first seed, right? My first host ask is to plant the seed in their virtual host packet. So I'm asking them, here's our starter kits. I didn't update the October offer. I'm just tossing that into their host coaching messages I'm sending rather than altering my packet. But I'm also talking about the kit credit here. Okay, and then a few marketing images. But this become a consultant video, I'll zoom. I downloaded this image of a video. And if they click it, it's linked to my Be a Consultant homepage. So they can click on that link and then it'll open it up and they can watch what does it mean to become a consultant with Pampered Chef. So what I did from here, my friend, so this is just all created on Canva. I know I told you that all very fast, like just run and go and do it, but I'll break it down a little bit here in a second. When I am ready to send this to my host, what I do is, since it's in Canva, I'm just going to download as a PDF print. Okay. When I download, it's going to download it into all 6 pages. Okay. What I do from there is I have a Google Drive. Sorry, I have so much stuff in here. And I have a Pampered Chef folder in my Google Drive. And in my Pampered Chef folder, I have a virtual host packet folder. Okay. So in this virtual host packet folder, you can see the person on it. It just means that I've shared that folder. So what I did with that downloaded PDF is I said, new file upload. I uploaded that PDF file to my Google Drive. And then when I click on it and it highlights blue, I went up to the share button and then I just made sure that it's anyone on the internet with this link can view. So when I send this out to my host, I can actually just send them this link to my Google Drive, so they don't have to download anything. I don't have to attach anything. It's just a link, and I'll show you what that looks like as well in my message. But as soon as they open this PDF, these links, see how I'm scrolling? Oh, that wish list becomes clickable. So I can click and it's going to open up and redirect me to my website. Here's my consultant's corner for them to create a wish list. And the same thing will happen with our interactive catalogs. Okay. Or the same thing will happen with the Be a Consultant video. Okay. So it took some time, and you can also see, Lisa asked, she goes, what's that Lexie K thing? Why do you have that? So you can see that I do brand my product, and that is just because Facebook, especially my images that I have and I create out there, it doesn't like when everyone's posting the same thing. So if you can create some sort of brand and put it on your documents, it's just going to help that be a little bit more personalized, but Facebook likes it better too. Okay, for what you're posting. Now, let me show you real quick what I send to, so I send these on Monday. So today I sent my next week's host this packet. So when I send this message right here is what goes out on Mondays, you can see here is the virtual host packet link. So when they click that link, it will just directly open this packet that I showed you. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how really fast, because I know I'm running out of time here soon. I have like 4 minutes because I want to respect that too with you guys. I wanted to show you real quick, how did I make this template? How did I make this easy? Okay. So in my Canva, I'm going to go home in my Canva.
Lexie, I'm just going to tell you to take your time. I'll talk really fast because they've all heard me before, but we're all like sitting here in love with you. So you take your time.
Goodness.
No, her
Okay
team
with
is
Lisa.
on here too. They're gonna love you, Jenny.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. But seriously, we want everything you've got.
Well, I will give it to you. So how I did this, I told you, is I clicked on A4 document from Canva. Okay. What I did from here is I just found a template I liked. I kind of just scrolled. I didn't want big pictures. I wanted some text. I knew it'd really be easy to edit. And so let's say, you know, I'm just going to click on this one just because it's right there. What I can do here is I can delete the stuff that I don't want, or like, okay, you can take out anything you don't want in there if you just have a basic idea. So you may say like, you know, hello, I can't wait to party with you, write your message. Now, if you want to insert some images, of course, you have your uploads. And you can upload your media from Consultants Corner. Okay, you can see here, I have like a million, oh, that's for my blog, sorry, a million marketing images things on here. So if I want to drag and drop this picture, I can just drag and drop it in the circle. If I don't want it a circle, I can just delete that circle out and then click, and it'll be a square. I can just add it whatever shape I want. Okay. You can get really fancy if you want and do, you know, elements, and there are frames for your photos. Okay. So you could, if you wanted it to be a little different, you can click some frames and then just drag what photos you want in there. Now, here's the
Before I
hack.
pee my pants, could we
Because
upload
you
a
don't
video
want
here too?
You can.
Can you upload it? I know you can upload videos. Could you put a video in the host
Yes,
packet?
yes, and
Oh my
yes,
God.
you can. You totally can. I haven't done that in the host packet yet, but you can upload and add videos.
It would be like, hi, it's
Yes, I know, me
Lexie.
sprinkling whatever cheese I was doing right there. So
my
here's the really awesome hack for you guys. Once you get that first page set, okay, so like I got this virtual host packet, I got this first page set. What I can do here is I can duplicate that first page so I don't have to start from scratch. This duplicate page button, I just press and it'll drop page 2 in there to look the same, exact as page 1. But then I can just change out my photos. I can change out the title. Okay, so that makes it much more simple to go from my first page is my welcome letter to, let's see, my host rewards to my interactive catalogs. My template's the same. I just changed out photos and links. So that duplicate page button is going to be your friend. And that is also, you guys, I create, I'll show you a real quick hack that I'm not going to go into, but when I create my, here we go. So like my templates for my parties, I just do the same thing. Here's my Q&A time. Here's my help and host. All I do when I want a new post is just duplicate my post, change my text, my picture. Okay.
Shut the front door. What is this
This
for?
is for my post my party template.
But how do you move it from here to post my party?
I just download it and put it into post my party, but these are all just my generalized posts. So when I change seasons, I have all these generalized posts, but then I can just quickly change the photos out for the new season's products.
But how do you, because you have so many photos in one situation here, how do you take just one of them
Great
out?
question. So what I do is I just download, and then you can say, okay, I want to download all 33 pages, and it'll download all of them. Or you can just.
If you have background noise, could you please mute? I think it's Kathy Kibble. I'm not sure.
I can look
I like
too.
that name though, Kathy Kibble.
Let me see.
I can't
Here we
mute
go.
her,
I
can
got
I?
it. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
what, or you can just download whichever one you want by clicking here.
I can't, I'm dying.
So that's a nice hack for you guys, not only with your virtual host packet to duplicate, but when you're making your template to also, you know, do it the same thing. It makes it really easy to just drag and drop new images for your next season. That's not a great image for that one, but you can kind of see where I'm going with this to make your life easier when you are creating images.
I could literally spend all day on Canva and I didn't even know half of what you just showed me. So now it's going to be, they're going to be bringing meals and a porta potty in here for me.
Okay, so that was my spiel. I know I had 20 minutes, I took 22, but that is how I created the virtual host packet. For those of you who have a team and want to share it with your team, if you have the paid version of Canva, you can share as a template. So that's what I did with my organization and my team was I downloaded it, shared it as a template so they don't have to recreate. They can just go in, take my name off, change names, change pictures if they want, but they have basically the structure done. So that's something you could do as well if you wanted to and have that paid version.
Before we get Jenny on, if you switch me back, I'm gonna show them because Lexie and I met completely by accident responding to someone's post on a director group. And Lexie was so, I mean, if I was the creator of what she just showed, I would not share this with a perfect stranger, much less be willing. She was like willing and able to help a total stranger. Anyway, so she shared the template with me and I said, okay, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to make a few changes so that you know that I'm not just stealing all your content. And then I added a page, which I'm going to see if I can screen share now. Oh, good Lord. I hope I do this right. Can you guys see this? Can you see mine? My document?
Yes.
You can see it? Okay.
Yes.
So I changed the top a little bit. I put the Pamper Chef logo in and I'm proving to Lexie that I did, you know, not rob her blind. I changed my wording a little bit. Thanks for booking your online party with me. I'm beyond grateful for your business. I've been with Pamper Chef, you know, whatever amount of time you've been here. I promise to partner with you. You know, I just give a little sincere message. Without you, I'd have no business in the kitchen. And over here, I will work hard to get you everything you want for free and at a huge discount. Then I did keep her donuts in her $1,000 online party. And I love that she said that the fonts were different sizes to draw the eye in. Okay. Then I added a page and I recently spoke with Senior Executive Director Tanya Breslowski. I've been friends with her for a really long time. And she said, Lisa, if you change nothing at all, make the host post the engagement posts and the games. If she wants to do, if the host wants to do nothing else in this party and they only agree to do one thing, get them to post the engagement posts and the games. And you can give them a page of a buffet of choices. You don't have to go crazy sending it daily. You just tell them, listen, on page 3, once a day, you're going to go on page 3 and pick whatever you want. So I literally went on to Google and I searched Facebook party engagement posts. And I just took, you know, some of them are Pampered Chefs, but I just took whatever stood out to me. And I just said to the host, you pick whatever one you want. And if you don't like any of these, just go to Google and search Facebook party engagement posts and pick whatever you want. So that has been like a game changer for me because I don't have to, you know, bug them about that. Okay. So then with the host bingo, I did change up a little bit of the things I was asking them to do, but you did that according to your personality. And I changed up what they'll win a little bit. And then down here, I think I left it all the same, but I was like, I had to put my little link because I didn't know how to do that, but now I have to go back and fix it. So basically, when we get to the last page, I loved Lexie's layout. I just edited a little bit and I think I'm going to have I need to now have 2 virtual host packets, one for shared rewards and one for regular parties, and then maybe a third for fundraisers. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. But for my team, I will share the link so you don't have to start from scratch if that's okay with Lexie. Not to put her on the spot.
It is. I love seeing people thrive And so that's, I know my team, I tell them all the time, I just want to see people succeed and have, you know, systems set in place that help your life as a business owner be a little bit easier, and help it lead to success. So
And how lucky that Oregon has you as an educator. Those kids, oh, guys, can we just a round of applause or something come out of chat and give her a woo-hoo? I know
thank
we have to zip,
you.
I know we have to zip along, but I'm
Thank
gonna have
you.
Jenny go next, and then I'll go last with bookings and overcoming objections. So if you do have to hang up, I will share the recording with your leaders, and you'll get to it at some point. But Lexie, I am floored. And I am in this business almost 23 years, and you literally taught me more in this document in 10 minutes than I've ever known. And my team knows how much I love Canva. So, okay. So next up is Senior Executive Director Jenny Gillin. She's on my team. I'm very, very fortunate to have her and her organization in my lineage. So Jenny, take it away.
Okay, but can I just like shout out Lexie one more time, because I just want to say I just finished doing host packets today, and I am like a die-hard, put them in the mail, they have to have it in front of them, and you have converted me, and I am so excited. Like, I can't wait to give this a try. So Lexie, I just have one super fast question for you, and I think that I already know the answer, but you said you used to mail host packets and then you switched over. No change in your sales, right? It didn't make a difference.
So that is also part of why I decided to switch over, is I felt like even though I was sending them out, I wasn't getting much response from the actual mailing of them, that I would get just as much from the virtual. So far I did just start this January, so it's still relatively new for me with putting them into action.
Oh my God, you've been doing this for like 5 seconds and they look so beautiful. I'm just blown away. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
I've
so
been trying
excited.
to talk Jenny out of mail for, I don't even know how, I mean, I only mailed them for cooking parties, but I said, listen, if the customers can shop electronically, so can the host. But again, we all do what
We do our thing.
we do what our thing is. So if
Do
it's
what our
not
thing
broken,
is, but I'm
don't-
going to give it a try, because if I can stop ordering, you know, catalogs by the mile, then that'll be totally fine.
It's the
Okay.
post
so
office. I can't stand giving the money to the post office, but okay, I'm going to mute myself.
Anyway, be
Take
quiet.
it away, girl. She's going to take on recruiting.
So I'm Jenny Gillin. I'm a senior executive director. I've been with Pampered Chef for 7 years. Lisa recruited me at a cooking show. Well, Lisa met me at a cooking show. She recruited me months later because I was like, no, I'm not really. This is not my thing, and I don't talk in front of people. So I'm certainly not going to join the Pampered Chef. I'm also a psychologist in private practice, but thanks to Pampered Chef, I only do that 2 days a week now. I have lots more time home with my kids, with my family. But when I joined Pampered Chef, I joined totally as a hobby, you guys. Lisa got me hooked on the products. If you've never seen one of her cooking shows, she's like this dynamic force to be reckoned with, as you can probably imagine. And I was like, I need everything in the catalog. So I joined as a hobby, trying to buy everything, and recruiting was the last thing on my mind. I wasn't interested. I had no need to build a team. It wasn't something I was going to do. So I ran my business like a hobby for 2.5 years. And then I found myself remarried and pregnant with my 3rd child, and not wanting to saddle my husband with the entire financial burden of our household while I was on maternity leave. So I said, let me make something out of this Pampered Chef thing. And I really kind of fine-tuned my parties and made them engaging and fun, and people started booking parties from my parties for the first time in 2.5 years. That's how long it took me to break out of my friends and family circle. And I got my first recruit. And you guys, I didn't even ask her. She approached me. And I was like, what? Oh, all right. Sure. I had no idea what I was doing. So got that recruit. And then shortly thereafter, it happened again where somebody approached me. And then I was kind of off and running. Then I like sort of had the recruiting bug, and wanted to actually become a director. So that's what happened. So anyway, I want to talk about what really stands in our way when it comes to recruiting, right? A lot of us just don't ask. We don't ask the question. Maybe like me, it's just not what you're interested in. It's not on your mind. So if you guys will throw in the chat, what stops you from recruiting? What stands in the way? Or maybe not. Everybody's recruiting and you don't even need me. No one says yes. Okay, what else? Don't know what to say. Time, knowledge, being responsible for others, self-esteem. I'm so glad you just said that. Rejection. I'm glad you said that too. When to ask, remembering to ask. Fear. There it is. That's it right there, you guys. Confidence. I'm still really new. People look at the message but don't answer. That's so annoying. That makes me crazy. Okay, so you guys, so much of it boils down to fear, right? Like it's a little bit scary. And what are they going to say? And what if they tell me no? You guys, you're not asking them to like give up their firstborn child or give a body part or whatever. You're just offering them an opportunity. So I want you guys to think about, what if Lisa hadn't asked me, or what if Lexie hadn't asked you, or Chelsea hadn't asked, so on and so forth, right? What if somebody hadn't asked you? Think about what this opportunity has done for you and where you might or might not be if somebody hadn't asked the question. So you have to take yourself out of it. You have to not think about, it's going to hurt me if they say no. It doesn't hurt. It's just they're not interested in joining your team, and that's not because they don't like you or they're like, screw you, why would you ask me that terrible question, right? They're just, no thank you, and that's fine. And then you can see if you can get them to book a show. So that's part one, is kind of like taking the fear out of it. It is not a scary thing. It's just kind of part of our job, and we just have to incorporate it and make it part of our routine. So I love that Margaret said, forgetting to ask, right? So you have to put it in like your system. You guys have to have some sort of a system. And I am on my team about host coaching, right? Because this, I think, is the best place for you guys to start. Your host is always going to be your most likely, your best recruit lead. So you have to ask every host. And you're supposed to ask them 5 times, which sounds annoying. Lisa asked me for months. I still love her. It's okay. But ask your host before their party even starts. Give them the opportunity to turn that party into their launch party. So I have it written right in my host coaching. I don't have to sit down and think about what I'm going to say to this host. I copy and paste it from my host coaching. Hey, before we get this party started, I just want to let you know that one of the perks is we could easily turn this into your launch party if you were interested in giving the business a try. You would earn the commission and the host rewards. What do you think? Right? That easy. And I don't have to think about it. I just cut it, I paste it, off we go. So ask every single host. Some of us are afraid to do that because we don't want to give up the commission, right? Like now it's going to be her party and I really need these sales for the month, and it's going to pay off for you guys. It's going to be worth it, because once you start to build your team and you get more and more people and you move up in the career plan, if that's something you're interested in, you're going to see that it pays off in spades. It's amazing. So don't be afraid of giving up that one party. You can replace that booking. But if you can grab that recruit, you want to grab that recruit. Okay, so here comes some of my other tips. Especially that we're using this month, because my gosh, what a gift that we have a $20 kit available to us this month. My notifications are binging like crazy. I don't know how to make these be quiet. First of all, I hope that you all have a Google survey that you're using in your parties. Please tell me everybody does that. Lexie's nodding. That makes me happy. So make sure you have a Google survey and make sure that one of the questions is a recruiting question. And don't go crazy and don't go into a ton of detail. Don't scare them off, right? My recruiting question says, are you interested in more information about being a consultant? Yes, no, or maybe. That's it. And I just leave it there, right? Because I can give them the more information when I know that they're ready to have more information. So you're going to reach out to all those people on your Google survey and say, oh my gosh, I saw that you're interested in more information about being a consultant. I am so excited to tell you that we have a $20 kit this month. You can join my team for less than it costs to go out for lunch. And then you're going to share with them, obviously, about being able to earn the blender too, right? Because that's incredible. So that's one thing that you're going to do. But hopefully you guys have been using your Google form for some time. So go back to it now, right? I can go back to my Google form for like 6 years and say, oh, you know, in 2019, Kathy Kibble was interested in maybe having some more information. I'm going to reach out to her and say, hey, you know, we haven't talked in a while. I just wanted to check in with you. At one point, you were interested in what it was like to be a Pampered Chef consultant. You would never believe that you can join for $20 this month, right? So reach out to all those old leads, even if you think those leads are cold and dead, right? They're still there. You never know. Most of our organizations have an opportunity event going on every month. I know my organization, we're doing one every week. So for those people that I'm reaching out to in the Google survey, I'm also giving them the link to that opportunity event and saying, hey, listen, come check this out. All your questions are going to be answered. I'm going to give you tons of information at this opportunity event. Also, post a link to that opportunity event in your current parties. Make that a chance for them to get bonus tickets, right? So mine says something about, you know, hopefully you guys can tell how much I love what I do. It doesn't even feel like a job. It's so much fun. I love this business, blah, blah, blah. If you're the least bit curious, come check out our opportunity event, or even if you're not, come check it out anyway. And if you join our opportunity event and then come back to the party and share one piece of information that you learned, I'll give you 50 bonus tickets, right? So now, not only have you gotten them in the door in the event and they're going to see your live or however you run it, but you've also gotten them to bring back a little tip, right? So they might say, oh, I learned that, you know, you can go on an amazing trip, or I learned about Pampered Perks, or whatever it is they learned about. And now all the party guests are seeing that amazing tip too. So that's another one. Of course, you guys send out a customer connect email, send out that blast to everybody, all of your customers. And again, include that link to your opportunity event, right? Not everybody is going to sign up right away just because you're like, hey, it's $20 a month, come sign up. But if you get them in the door, if you get them into your event and they see your excitement, and like what we do, we post some testimonials from other people on the team. Some of them will go live, or some of them will post pictures with a testimonial. We post a lot of perks, that kind of stuff. And then I do a live Q&A event. When they get in there, they're going to be like, wow, this seems great. I think I want to give this a try, especially for $20. So whatever you can do to get them in there is going to be key. And then the last thing I just want to remind you guys to do is be sure you're building those relationships in your party, right? You're not just posting. You want to build relationships with your guests. You want to get to know them. So I have a lot of opportunities in my party that encourage the guests to private message me. So they're doing that first reach out, because you guys all know that if we message them first, there's a good chance they're not going to see the message. It goes into that weird other folder. Maybe they'll see it like next year or something. Like, I want them to message me first, because I'm going to see it, and then we're going to start chit chatting. So for me, every guest that orders by midnight on Wednesday gets a free e-cookbook, but they have to message me to claim it. I do one game during my party where they have to message me the answers. It's like one of those unscramble games. They have to message me the answer. What else do I do to get them to message me? There is something else. Well, they can message me early on if they want a link to the interactive catalog, and that's going to give them bonus raffle tickets too. And if they complete their wish list and send me a message that says #wishlist done, then they're going to get bonus raffle tickets too. And now again, we've just opened up the conversation and I can say, hey, oh, that's awesome. Okay, so are you new to Pampered Chef or have you been to a party before? And we can just start chit-chatting and building that relationship. That's going to be so important, you guys, because you don't want to be like coming out of left field to this person that you've never spoken to before and you're like, hey, join my team. They don't know you, right? They don't know you. They don't like you yet, right? We have to build that relationship so we have that connection, so we have somewhere to go with it. All right, I'm just looking at my notes, but I think that is everything that I wanted to tell you guys. I think that was it for me. I saw somebody ask, what is the Google survey? So if you go to google.com/forms, you can create a Google survey. And I just posted midweek of my party. I posted on Wednesday and I tell them, you know, yay, it's Wednesday. Let's celebrate with a giveaway. Fill out my quick 2-minute survey and you'll be entered to win. I'll pick a winner on Friday. And it just asks things like your name, your email address, your phone number, whose party did you attend? Because I use this same Google form for every single party. And then would you be interested in hosting a fun party yourself? Yes, no, or maybe. Would you be interested in more information about being a consultant? Yes, no, or maybe. Any comments, questions, tell me a joke, whatever, right? And that's it. It takes them 2 seconds. They're entered to win. It's great. But now you have some leads. You guys, I'm not talking about bookings. Lisa's talking about bookings, but I will tell you that 95% of my bookings come from my Google survey. And you're going to have like, you know, this list of people that you can reach out to about recruiting too. So that is my spiel. I think I left Lisa enough time. That's where we're at.
I honestly can't even with her. Every time I listen to her, I learn something. And that's the secret, guys. When we need to be motivated, we need to learn and relearn and re-listen and hear the same person say something 7 times or go to different people and hear it over and over, because sometimes we listen to our own director and then we hear somebody else say the same thing, but we hear it a little bit differently. Jenny is very, very regimented and systematic, as is her organization. And I always joke with her that I feel like she's my director instead of me being her director, because she's taught me more than I've ever taught her. And I don't care what she says. She's changed the face of our organization with her systems. When she first started speaking, she said that somebody mentioned in the chat, we forget to ask. And I did 22 years of cooking parties, and I went into virtuals kicking and screaming. As a matter of fact, I tried to talk my team out of them several years ago, and I ate my words, and I'm willing to continue eating my words. But I used to compare forgetting to offer the opportunity to the host to, would we forget our cooking tools if we were going to a cooking party, or would we forget to tell our host to choose their free items before we close? So would anybody do an online party or a cooking party and forget to ask our host to choose their benefits? No. But we would purposely we'd either forget or purposely go around asking if they'd like to join our team for every reason under the sun. We all start with the same fears. So I said, we need to make it, guys, here's the thing. It's part of our job to ask. Even if you don't want to grow a team, and that's fine, give your leads to somebody else. Give your leads to your director. But it's like, if the host didn't want their free items, we would give them to somebody else. We wouldn't just throw it away. So it's part of our job to ask. So this is how I got over my fear of inviting hosts years ago. I wanted to be ready for the worst no possible. And when I was ready for the worst no, the worst negativity possible, I knew that I wouldn't not ask. And the way I got over it was, because back in the day, if you're in this company a long time, I'm 23 years, it was like a nasty no out loud on the phone. And I'd say, thank you so much for being honest. I just wanted to be sure I asked, because it's actually part of your host benefits to start with an advantage. And it was literally, the weight was lifted off my chest, because I acted like, listen, I just wanted to be sure I asked, because I would never not tell you what was part of your host benefit package. And so if I was ready for the no, I was more apt to ask the question. And that's how I personally got over it. And like Jenny said, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to say, oh my goodness, she offered me a chance to change my life. Oh, that was horrible. Don't do that again. You know, if you have a grown son, imagine the first time he asked somebody out on a date. That felt awful the first no, but we didn't tell him that's it. Pack your bags. You're going to be single in the rest of your life. No isn't nice to hear, and no isn't nice to deliver it. When we have to say no to someone, it's not a great feeling. So like I said, this is going to be on the recording. You can play it 1,000 times over and listen to Jenny's amazing tips. 7 years in the business. She's a senior executive director. She's just a couple of dollars shy of 600,000 in personal sales and about 150 personal recruits. And she's already earned excellence in all 4 categories. And she did that like 2 months ago.
Thank you, Lisa.
Who does that? Okay. I'm still on this whole Canva high. I can't even breathe. Okay. I'm going to give you, and I'm going to, when I show you my words, I'm going to give a document to Lexie. She can share it up and down her organization. I don't care who you guys share it with. It's booking reach outs and responding to objections. But I'm going to ask you guys to have a mindset that booking reach outs are like exercise. Okay. And I'm about 10 pounds bigger than I was pre-pandemic. So I got to get rid of these 10 pounds. And I'm going to say to myself, would I be able to go to the gym and complain I didn't lose my 10 pounds and be able to back it up with pages and pages of all the exercises I did on the days I did them and the hours? Would I be able to have no result, but be able to show all my work? Would that be possible? So if I exercised 4 times a week, an hour a day, would I be able to say I gained 10 pounds? Unless I'm a bodybuilder and it's muscle, which trust me, if you see me running or lifting, you better run with me because someone's chasing us. But would I be able to do the necessary tasks and come up empty-handed week after week after week? No. So when a consultant says to me, I'm struggling for bookings, I first ask, are you comfortable sharing with me the word choices you're using? Because maybe it just needs a little tweak. And are you comfortable showing me your lead list? Because chances are you just might not have reached out to enough people. And how I learned this was at Weight Watchers several years ago. I walked in, I got weighed, I had gained like 3 pounds, and I was literally like, I don't believe this. And the leader at the end of the night said, would you like some one-on-one help? I said, I would love to, because I don't understand this. This is not like, I'm blown away. And she said, okay, let's start with your food journal. Can you take it out? Do you have it on your phone or on paper? And I was like, I was like sweating. I was like, I didn't keep a journal. And she was like, well, to see really what you did or didn't do, it's not in writing or it's not on your phone. So we can't really assess the situation properly because you don't have a log of what you did. So could it be maybe a few cookies got in and you didn't log it? Or you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The following week, she said, I want you to write down every single thing you did, even if you fall off the wagon, write it down. But because next week we'll be able to see with your results the true measure of your success. And what do you think happened? I was scared. I wrote everything down. I walked, I drank the water, and I had lost weight. So I'm going to ask everyone to ask themselves the question, am I doing the mundane tasks? Am I doing enough reach outs? Am I doing it with the best word choices possible? So am I using my time effectively? And am I responding to objections, or am I backing down away from them? Because these are all very, very key to having a loaded tool belt. And a virtual tool belt is like Jenny said, you want to have something readily available that you're going to copy and paste from. So when I'm in my office, I literally have Word open, I have Facebook open, and I have Google open. And so when I'm doing my booking reach outs, I literally copy and paste from one screen and I move it over into the chat. So I'm not going to ask you guys to go nuts, but if I asked you right now to invite me to host a virtual show in January, how quickly would you be able to put that invitation in the chat? And my team is, excluded from this because I ask them to do this all the time. They know. But how readily available are you with a set of word choices that is as great as they can be? All right, so I'm going to show you And I'm going to give Lexie the document, okay? And Jenny the document. So here's my standard reach out. Hi, Susie, it's Lisa at Pampered Chef. I'm not sure if you're like me, trying to cook and eat healthier right now. I'd love to help you get some great products for free by hosting an online party. And then in parentheses, January hosts love our famous double rewards incentive. And then you and your friends would be invited to a private group for 7 days where I post products, recipes, cooking tips, and hacks. You just check in 2 to 3 minutes a day whenever convenient and copy and paste the daily pick or blurb that I give you over Messenger. I can set you up for next week. What do you think? Now, the one thing that's missing from this is my signature emoji. I always add a smiley face. It comes up a smiley face in Messenger. It doesn't look like a colon and a parentheses. But there are different ways to ask different groups of people. So this would be, a pretty thick message for someone I'm friends with on Facebook that may or may not know I sell Pampered Chef. She probably knows, but I haven't spoken to for a while. And maybe the message will be a little bit warmer if I'm asking someone who I speak to on a regular basis. Maybe it's a little warmer if I know someone just had, knee surgery, or it's a little warmer if I know someone just lost a parent. It'll be a little warmer the better I know people, and the building of the relationships helps us. But the quick hack to sneak into someone's personal life is before you go to message them, go to their timeline and see what information you can use. If they got a new puppy, if they put in a new kitchen, if God forbid, their father died, or how to go in and open the conversation instead of it being, jumping in too soon. So I have a document of all different word choices. Even if you're a brand new consultant, I'm going to put one right now. I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you're brand spanking new. And I created a picture the other night about what it looks like when you're scared to ask, the nervous consultant, and then the consultant that's like, when she's loaded with, he or she is loaded with the right word choices. So the brand new consultant would ask a little bit differently. Hey, it's Lisa from Pampered Chef. So excited to tell you I just started my own online business, and I'd love for you to be among my first hosts who I can spoil with free products. If you've ever thought about hosting, now is the time, because you can earn a double free shopping spree in January. And again, we want to be careful and say, they can earn a double free, not you will earn a double free, because it's on, based on 650. And then I just go into a little, I go into that little overview just in case they don't know what we're talking about. But here's the thing, you could have the most magnificent booking reach out wording, but when we get the objection, it throws us. So when we get super great at objections, can somebody just come out of mute 1 second or in the chat, give me just a common objection that you would love a response to?
No, I don't want to ask my friends to spend money right now.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yep. Joe is a new director in my organization, and she does every single thing that is, Joe is smart because she knows the more time she puts into this, the more she gets out of it. So she's just worried that she asked a host that said, my friends aren't going to spend any money. So I would respond with, thank you for being honest. I'm just curious, if you weren't concerned about who would participate or what they would or wouldn't spend, would you be willing to give it a try? Smiley face. Now, did I type that from hand, or was I prepared with my document? And I have it all broken down by subject. What to say if they say if their friends don't have money. What to say if they say, I don't like to ask my friends to spend money just so I can earn a free shopping spree. What to say if they say my friends don't cook. What to say if they say, oh, my friends are partied out. What to say if they respond with, I don't have time, I'm too busy, or I don't know enough people, etc. I literally have an answer for everything, literally and figuratively. I am 55 years old. What, you know, 55? Oh, thank you. And I have been told I had a big mouth since the time I learned how to say my first word. So I use it for good instead of evil now. And I'm going to tell you, when we feel confident with what we are going to say and what we are going to respond with, we gain the confidence to do the tasks that are otherwise mundane, boring, and intimidating. So if you had a child that was getting ready to do an oral, did they do oral reports in school pre-pandemic? Do they still do that when you had to get up in front of the room? So if your child came to you the night before and said, Mom, Dad, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't stand the idea of everybody looking at me funny and they're going to make fun of me. You would ask them to do what?
Their best.
Their best. But to do their best, what would be necessary, Linda? What would they have to do? What would they have to do? What would they have to do beforehand to ensure that they would do their best?
Practice.
Practice. Practice and practice and practice. And then they would say, Mom, can you tell me if this sounds okay? So if our booking reach outs, if you, like I sat here one day and go, if I am not so excited about my booking reach out that I can't even stand myself, then I'm not using the right ones. We have to be excited about what to say before we say, I got to do 30 reach outs today. So when we are empowered by the word choices, that gives us the fuel to do the job. And guys, let me tell you something. I clean my house from top to bottom. There are rooms I enjoy cleaning, and then there are rooms I avoid like the plague. Well, the rooms that I avoid like the plague, I have to do them first in the day or they loom over me. We get the worst tasks out of the way first so they don't follow us through our day. Because if they follow us through our day, little by little, they hammer down our confidence, right? So we're going to do the reach outs. And here's how I keep track. Jenny said systems, and systems. I'm still working on systems and I'm getting better. But the first system is in your head. We never want to say, I hope, because hope is for things out of our control. So don't ever say, I hope I get bookings. I hope I recruit someone. I hope. Hope is for the lottery, the weather, and the bathroom scale. Okay. So hope is for things out of our control. Booking reach outs are within our control. Finding great word choices within our control, right? The system I want you to think of is, think about the goal, a tangible goal that you want from your Pampered Chef business each and every month. I say tangible because money's in the bank and money's important and meeting our bills is important. But at the end of the day, there has to be something your Pampered Chef business gives you that gets you so excited that you stay up at night thinking about it. So if there's a new purse you want, a great pair of boots you want to put the swimming pool in the backyard this summer, you want to, maybe help your husband quit his second job, whatever would make you so excited that you can't sleep at night, that has to be the goal for next month or the rest of this month. And then break down how many parties per week would be needed to earn the money to get you that goal. Okay. And the system that I used was I'm a paper and pen person. I know those of you who are old enough to be my daughters, I use paper and pen. So let me show you a blank one first. It's clearer. So each week of the month, you write, you just dial it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however number of parties you want to book. You write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if this is staring at me, what does that tell me? If this is on my desk and I see these blank spaces, what is that telling me?
You need
Stephanie,
to look
come
further.
out of mute. I want to hear you. Come on. Stephanie's mute. And, it's going to stare at me to remind me to do what?
You've got to start booking.
I got to start booking until it looks like this.
Yeah.
And if I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 are blank, it's got to stare at me until 4 and 5 are filled in. Because if your kids have to do their homework and they have to put away their laundry and they have to mow the lawn and walk the dog, you're not going to say, we've never said to our children, put that homework away. What a waste of time. Let's go watch TV. We need to expect out of ourselves what we expect out of our children. No more, no less. Correct? Okay.
Correct.
So we need to do the booking reach outs every single day until we each have the number of parties we need to meet our goals. Now, if you only want to do 1 or 2 parties a week, that is completely up to you. But I'm going to tell you right now, if we only went to the gym once or twice a week and we wanted to lose 30 pounds, how fast would we see that happen? Once or twice a week. But we're not going to see results really quick, right? So we'd be like, this is not working. But if we went 4 times a week, even if we went kicking and screaming, we went 4 times a week. One day we hated it so bad, we almost took our own lives. The next day we were like, all right. But then the other 2 days, we're like the hottest thing in the gym and we're feeling good and you woke up and you're full of energy. You're like, all right, I'll stick with the dumb gym. It's working. The more we do in parties, the more exciting and the easier the business is. Because if we're only doing 1 or 2 a week, we always feel like we're starting over, we're struggling. Parties are boring because we know not every party is going to produce results. So if we know that, let's book extra so that when the flop party and the host that goes off the grid disappears, we're not focused on those 2 duds, we're focused on the 2 that are doing well. It's insurance. Overbooking is insurance that we will stay on our goal. And guess what? I've never heard a consultant say, I did 4 parties last week and that was the worst week of my life. I made so much money, I don't even know what to do with myself. But I have heard consultants say, I did 1 party last week or 2 parties last week. Oh, it was awful. I couldn't get the host to invite enough. Nobody was talking in the party. Nobody bought anything. It was just painful. Has everybody experienced that kind of week? Every single one of us has experienced that week. But when we force ourselves to book 4, like the company motto, 4 gives you 1 more, it's a miracle. And when we coast, right? When we get comfortable and we coast, we have to remember coasting has 1 direction, down. We can't get comfortable. So the booking reach outs, the responding to objections, I'm going to give you the best word choices that have worked for me in the time that I have been doing virtual parties. And the only difference between those who will have bookings and those who won't are the people who are willing or unwilling to put in the time and effort. Because if your child was in the 5th grade play, let's pretend it's not COVID anymore, and the child was in the 5th grade play, would they get the script and not practice out loud or not practice or not put the outfits on and do a dry run through the whole thing? So practice with your directors on the word choices you're using before you do the 30 reach outs. Because you may have all of the energy, enthusiasm, and you're just determined, but what if the word choices are long and drab and not to the point? And when we end with things like, what do you think? Smiley face. We're not inviting a yes or a no. We're inviting, what do they think? I'm going to tell you now, I never send a message without an emoji because as you can see, I'm a little boring. I'm quiet. I don't really have much of a personality. So if I'm typing to someone, this doesn't come out. But if I put a smile in there, there's no way somebody can misinterpret a message if there's a smile in there. But when we don't put emojis, we can read, you've seen these. You can read a sentence 2 completely different ways. But you add an emoji in there, it adds personality. And real quick story, my 21-year-old daughter last night went to bed like the rest of us. 6 o'clock this morning, I get a phone call from the Manchester, Connecticut Police Department. My heart fell in my stomach. They said your car was missing all its wheels, my daughter's car. But they called me because the red car is registered to me. We went through this whole long, drawn out thing today, and I had to train her to sweet talk the management of the complex where her apartment is, to give her a parking garage for free this month until we could recuperate from the fact that the thieves might come back today, because we had $4,000 worth of new wheels put on the car today. Insurance covered it. I had my $1,000 deductible, but my daughter was so traumatized that they were going to come back again tonight and take them again, that I trained her with, we typed it out, we tweaked it. She's like, that sounds like you, that doesn't sound like me. We compromised, we got it sounding perfect. And she sent it, and she goes, there's no way they're going to give me this garage without me paying for it. Guess where the new car with the new wheels are parked right now. Not only did she get the rest of the month free for her sanity, but we got them to split the cost. It was $100 a month for the garage. They're going to give it to her for $50 a month from now till June. And I just said, tell them you're traumatized. But she goes, Mom, I need the words. When we have the words, we have the confidence to ask what needs to be asked. And the older our kids get, the smarter we look, right? So I'm not going to keep you. It's 10 after 6, 6 after 10. Does anybody have any questions before we hang up? And I will give the recording to Lexie and Jenny, so we'll share this, but I think tonight, I think everybody got a little piece of everything that they may have needed. Any questions?
Are you gonna share your objection document?
Kim, on Goal Getters in the files, I put together one whole document. It says, copying and pasting your way to success. And then the second page on that is booking up objection responses. It's in the files.
Okay, perfect. Somebody asked in the chat.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give them out anyway to, can I attach it here? Can you attach files in here? I'm not sure, but I'll get them to Jenny. I'll put them in my director chat on my group and I'll send it to Lexie and Lexie, you can plaster it all over the place.
You can
But-
attach it by file in the chat. If you go to the chat right above where it says type message here on the right side, it says file, you can attach it there.
For some reason, where am I seeing that? Okay, I'll figure it out. But I will get it to the directors so they can get it out to their teams. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Lisa?
and- yeah.
I'm sorry, how quickly are you going to get that template out to your team so that we can start tweaking it?
Well, I thought I'd have a little incentive. So executive directors, what do you think? Should a consultant have bookings on their calendar for January before they get the template?
Like, ooh. That's a great question.
I am so mean because I'm unmedicated right now, so
Okay, so I just got one today and it overcame an objection to get it. So I think I have to be like a special circumstance.
but this is why I don't want to give out the template until your bookings are taken care of, because what's going to happen, Lexie? Where are people going to spend their time?
Making their virtual host packet instead of sending booking messages.
So the message here is we need to spend our time doing what is most necessary first, because in the cooking show world, I used to tell consultants, if you have no bookings on the calendar, I don't care if you're the best demonstrator on the face of the earth, you have nowhere to apply it to. So Donna, I'm going to make you a deal. You show me that you did 30 reach outs on a sheet of paper, keep track, and I'm going to give you the template. Because I don't want you to be lured into spending the time in doing something that's non-income producing before the bookings are on the calendar. Does that make sense to everybody? That's called creative procrastination. We go and do things, we do busy work thinking we're working, but we're not doing the income producing activities. It's like avoiding the exercise. You know, I have to fold the laundry, I have to make the bed, I have to go mow the lawn, but you were supposed to walk for 30 minutes with your friend. I'll get to it. And then we don't get to it. So guys, before we hang up, I challenged myself with the shared rewards. I was like, again, like I was with the virtuals. I hate change. Now I have to learn a new party. I can't stand this, right? I was like, okay, grow up, go learn it from the stir, go speak to a few people. I challenged myself on Saturday to start the shared rewards party. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you go to the stir and take the training first. I started messaging people on Saturday and I've been organically posting all week long. My favorite is the air fryer. I love all three, but I've just been heavily posting recipes for the air fryer. I made a deal with myself that I would spend time private messaging, past hosts, customers, Facebook friends, whatever. I sold $6,700 in product outside of a party, all individual orders, since Saturday morning. Today's Monday night. Did it take time? Absolutely. Did I invest time? Absolutely. But did I leave my house? No. Did I have to get dressed? No. And did I do it in between my chores and other things? Yes. So you have to balance your own lives. So many of you have other careers and little kids. My kids aren't little anymore. I'm an empty nester. So of course I have more time on my hands than I did, but I started Pampered Chef 23 years ago and I raised my kids and I did all that stuff. So I understand, but make the time for the business and stick to that time. Like you wouldn't miss a nail appointment. Don't miss your business hours. Okay. I could talk all day and night. I have no off switch. Okay, I'll get you guys the recording. Thank you, Lexie. Thank you, Jenny.
Hey,
Thank you,
don't go
Chris.
yet. I just
Oh.
saw that Kathy Brown asked in the chat if she can ask a question.
You just did.
Kathy
Well,
did.
Can I ask a question?
I just have a question. I understand you're thinking about having people get their bookings on their calendar, but wouldn't you want to get the virtual host packet into their hands so maybe their parties might do better with something useful and helpful?
Who are they giving it to if they don't have a booking yet?
I have bookings. I don't have 30. I have 4.
No, I don't want you to have 30 bookings. I just want you to have this week's bookings coming up this week to set up.
I have 4 parties running right now.
And if you have bookings, you get the template. But if you have 0 bookings on your calendar, I was just pointing out that if you have 0 bookings on your calendar, the template isn't the first thing you should work on. Jenny, do you agree with me?
I do, but on the other hand, yeah, I do. I just feel like the template is going to be such a huge time saver. So to like have it and not even have to think about host packets, like this way, if they have the template, the minute they get that booking, like if they get a last minute booking, they don't have to
Oh,
worry about going and throwing together a host packet. They
She's
can just
showing
say,
her
boom, here you go.
clinical psychologist, boy. I shouldn't have
Sorry.
said anything. She's so good. She's the nicest, she's made out of cotton candy, that one. When you get the template, you do have to edit it and make it unique because it's going to have my links. Like I took Lexie's links out. I had to put my links. I had to put my personal spin in the wording. So please put your own personal spin on it because we want uniqueness and we don't want to like disregard all that work was done originally by somebody else and we didn't put any effort into changing it. I just think it was the most great. I would never have given that out to somebody else's organization. So she is the most gracious giver. And I just can't thank you enough. You literally changed my thinking going into the new year about host packets because I don't send them at all. And I sold 160,000 last year and I didn't send a single host packet. But prior to that, cooking shows, everybody got one. So
You are welcome. And I would say I did see in the chat, Lisa, and I think this kind of goes a little bit with your thinking. Someone tells their kids, do the worst first, save the best for last. So whoever said that, I can't remember who it was, but send your booking, like if you get that link, send your booking messages and then work on your template. Like set a goal for yourself to, yeah, I think booking messages are the worst, but I tell you, I do them every day
do the worst
diligently.
first. She has no idea where I'm going with this. I'm going to have it wallpapered in my office. Do the worst first, and it rhymes. And I can't love this more. But like I said, of course I'll give the template. I'm not going to hold it hostage. But guys, if we have 0 bookings on the calendar, in my opinion, putting time and effort into the template before we have bookings, I feel like we need bookings. That's the most important first. Today's Monday. We usually set them up on Thursday. So just we need to always put our attention where the income producing activities are. Because I wouldn't go out and buy a whole new outfit before I lost the 10 pounds I gained eating cookies, would I? No. Oh, well, skinny's overrated. Okay. Right? Skinny's overrated. Honestly, my husband says nothing different to me at the 10-pound heavier mark than he doesn't. All right.
Thank you, Lisa.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't scare the West Coast. I scare the East Coast all the time, but that's nothing new. Okay. Good night, all.
Good night.